But here is this. This is how Jesus concluded. When you go to chapter 7, as he was ending, he made 3 concluding statements. 1, he said, not all pastors will make heaven. Not all ministers will go to heaven. Not all ministers will make it. He said, not everybody preaching is real. Not even if you see miracles following them. Not even if they give prophecies, it comes to pass, and all those signs. Not. So he gives us a small lecture on discernment. He said, it's by their fruits you shall know them. The way a bad tree cannot produce a good fruit, neither can a good fruit produce a bad tree. You can't go to orange tree to get a pineapple fruit. That's how it will be. Don't just look at miracles. Don't just look at social media followership. Don't just look at crowd. Don't just look at the razzmatazz of ministry. And we must teach our people these things to protect them from the end time deception. Look at the fruits. Look at the values. And these things he's teaching. Look at the life. Look at the fruit of character. Look at the values that person is living by. If a person is actually living kingdom values, he cannot be for Satan's side. But they can copy the miracles, just as they copied it during the time of Moses. Moses will do this, the magicians will reproduce. Moses will do this one, the magicians will reproduce. They can copy the tongues. But of course, even like that time, there is a dimension Moses crossed, the magicians couldn't follow. And the same thing will repeat again. Jesus warns us that not everybody preaching is going to heaven. And you have to know how to follow men. You have to know how to follow men. The Bible said, follow me as I follow who? Christ. So those who are saying they are quoting Paul and contradicting Christ, Paul is telling you who he is following. I'm following who? Christ. And that's the only thing that qualifies you to be followed by men. Then he gives another warning. Not everybody who is a Christian, who professes Christianity, will make heaven. There are 3 concluding warnings, things he said. He said, not all who said to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. After dealing with ministers, he said, beware of false prophets that come unto you in sheep clothing, warning us of all that. He said, it's by their fruits you know them. And it's not just the fruits of character, but the fruits of their ministries. Because wisdom is justified of our children. When some people say, Jesus, you are doing this thing by the power of Beelzebub, you say, okay. By whom do your children do it? Look at Peter. Look at James. Look at John. Go and interview your children and know if there's a place we took them to initiate them. That's why as a minister you must raise men, no? Because that will be your defense one day. Somebody's questioning me now. I don't have time to answer you. I'll send you to my men. Go and meet them. But they are doing, some of them are even beating me in the game now. They are doing greater exploits. Anyway, he warned that not every Christian will make it. And he tells us what the issue is. It's not professing Christianity that gets you in. It is practicing Christianity. It is those who do the will of my Father which is in heaven. If you ignore the teachings of Christ, these things are taught in the scriptures, you are damning yourself and buying yourself an express ticket to hell. I don't care how much grace that they have taught you. There are millions of people who are in hell now from church choir. There are millions of people who are in hell who were once men of God on earth. There are millions of people who are in hell crying. And God has allowed more than 300. I'm sure it's far more than that. As at the time I did my research, we covered every continent on earth. We published a book on it called Voices from the Age of Eternity. We published people who were atheists, people who were Muslims that have been given a second chance. It is the same thing they were all saying. The pastors in hell. There are prophets in hell. There are ministers. You see white saying it. You see Brazilians saying it. You see people from an Arab country. And once people die, they don't talk about Muhammad. It's only Jesus. It's only one God, one hell, one devil. It's the same thing. He says, not the professing who call me Lord, Lord. Actually, if you read it in Luke 6, when Jesus told me, he said, why do you call me Lord, Lord, and don't do what I tell you? And the conclusion is the third element, how he ended. And everybody that heard him knew that this one was different from the Pharisees and all the other people. For he spoke as a person that had authority. The conclusion is, he separated between the foolish and the wise virgin. Everyone who heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them is like a wise man that built his house on the rock. The wind will come, the rain will beat, the house will be standing. But anyone who heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. There are 12 major things he dealt with. I want you to go back and study them, classify them, and see if you can find them. Like how to unlock hell. I didn't get into all of them. Look at the subject of reconciliation. When you have issue with your brother, practicing forgiveness, practicing reconciliation.